Introduction. The Self Sabotage Paradox.
Life is a journey filled with trials, triumphs, joys, and sorrows. Yet, amid the external challenges we face, the most confounding battles often occur within ourselves. So often, we become our own biggest obstacles, laying traps in our paths to progress, and getting caught in a paradox of self-sabotage. This book, The Self Sabotage Paradox, seeks to unravel this enigmatic behavior and guide you towards understanding and overcoming these internal hurdles. In the following chapters, we'll embark on an introspective journey to untangle the roots of self-sabotage and work towards nurturing a transformative mindset. Our goal is to illuminate the hidden areas within that resist change, fear success, and cling onto limiting beliefs. By examining these facets, we strive to replace them with new patterns that foster self-compassion, resilience, and a potent sense of purpose. The self-sabotage paradox not only dissects the complexities of self-defeating actions, but also equips you with actionable strategies to heal and thrive. You will find inspiration from relatable, real-life stories of individuals who encountered similar challenges but emerged stronger and wiser. These stories demonstrate the vulnerability and strength inherent in every human being.
Through clear and simple language, this book invites you to reconnect with an authentic sense of self, a self not encumbered by doubt or fear, but driven by a compelling vision for a better tomorrow. You will learn how to cultivate life skills that enhance personal development, such as setting realistic goals, building emotional intelligence, and practicing mindfulness. In this exploration, you will discover the immense power of choice and the freedom that comes with self-awareness. The insights shared in this book aim to inspire hope and remind you that change, no matter how daunting, is always within reach. You hold the power to rewrite your narrative, and by turning the pages ahead, you begin your journey towards liberation from the snares of self-sabotage.
Embark on this transformative journey and let the self-sabotage paradox be your guide to understanding and defeating the unseen barriers that hold you back. Together, we will untangle the webs woven into your daily thoughts and actions, nurturing the resilient spirit that resides within you. Prepare to step confidently into a future where self-empowerment, purpose, and fulfillment are your steadfast companions.
Chapter 1. Understanding Self-Sabotage.
Imagine you're standing at the door of opportunity. You can see your dreams just beyond it, waiting for you to step through. As you reach for the handle, something inside holds you back. You hesitate, create excuses, or suddenly decide you're too tired. This mysterious force that seems to undermine your own progress is what we call self-sabotage. It's the automatic thoughts and actions that, surprisingly, steer us off course from what we genuinely desire. What is self-sabotage?
Self-sabotage is an intriguing yet baffling phenomenon where we unconsciously hinder our own path to success and happiness. It acts like an invisible wall, stopping us each time we get close to fulfilling our potential. It often stems from a fear of failure or success, deep-rooted guilt, low self-esteem, or past experiences that planted seeds of doubt. The tricky part? We often don't even realize we're doing it. Everyday examples of self-sabotage.
To better understand self-sabotage, let's examine a few real-life situations. Lying at David's diet dilemma. David is determined to lose weight and improve his health. He starts with enthusiasm, planning meals and hitting the gym. But just days into his journey, he finds himself indulging in late-night snacks, negating his progress. Deep down, David worries that if he does achieve his ideal body, he wouldn't know how to handle the attention or maintain it. 2. Maria's work procrastination. Maria dreams of advancing in her career. Every week, she sets goals to take extra courses and improve her skills. Yet, she always finds herself watching TV or scrolling through her phone instead. Her deep-seated fear is that even with added skills, she might still not be good enough. so she avoids trying entirely.
3. John's relationship. Retreat. John desires a loving and meaningful relationship. He meets someone wonderful, and things seem promising. But when they get too close, he finds reasons to nitpick or pulls away. John's fear of emotional pain and vulnerability due to past hurt keeps him from fully embracing love.
Recognizing self-sabotage. The first step to overcoming self-sabotage is to recognize it within our own lives. This means paying close attention to patterns where we seem to self-destruct. Ask yourself, are there areas where I continually fail to make progress despite having the ability or resources? Reflect on your habits and thoughts that appear whenever you set out to achieve something important. This self-reflection lays the groundwork for transformation.
By understanding self-sabotage, you begin to see how often you stand in your own way. It's a fascinating realization, and the good news is that once you become aware, you are already on your way to breaking these patterns. Recognizing these moments is the key to unlocking new levels of personal growth and success. You have the power to change your narrative and write a chapter in your life where you are not just a participant, but the author of your destiny. Chapter 2. Identifying the roots. In our journey towards personal growth and fulfillment, recognizing the roots of self-sabotage is crucial. This exploration requires introspection and a readiness to confront some uncomfortable truths about ourselves. By doing so, we begin to dismantle the barriers holding us back and step onto the path of positive transformation. Psychological roots.
One of the primary psychological roots of self-sabotage is negative self-talk. When we harbor thoughts like, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never succeed," these become self-fulfilling prophecies. Imagine a young boy who hears from a teacher that he's not smart enough. As years pass, he begins to believe this narrative, affecting his academic performance and later his career choices. These deep-seated beliefs can drastically limit our potential if left unchallenged. To overcome negative self-talk, it's important to question these beliefs. Ask yourself, is this really true? And what evidence do I have to the contrary? By replacing these thoughts with affirmations and positive reinforcement, one can gradually disrupt the cycle of self-sabotage. Emotional roots. Emotions, especially fear and anxiety, often drive self-sabotaging behavior. Fear of failure or even fear of success can prevent us from trying new things and seizing opportunities. Consider a talented artist who hesitates to exhibit their work due to the fear of criticism. In avoiding potential failure, they deny themselves the joy of recognition and growth.
Acknowledging these fears is the first step towards overcoming them. Embrace the emotions, understand their origin, and rather than letting them paralyze you, use them as motivation to push forward. It's through confronting our fears that we find courage and strength. Social roots. Our interactions with others significantly impact our self-perception and behavior. Societal expectations and peer pressure can lead to self-sabotage when we strive to meet perceived standards rather than pursuing our authentic desires. A young woman, for instance, might abandon her dream of starting a small business due to societal pressure to follow a more stable career path. To counteract social influences, it's essential to create boundaries and surround oneself with supportive individuals who appreciate and encourage your true self. Seek mentors, friends, and communities that align with your values and inspire growth rather than conformity. Formative experiences.
Our formative experiences play a crucial role in shaping our behaviors and beliefs. Childhood memories and significant life events can leave lasting impressions that manifest as self-sabotaging habits in adulthood. Reflect on past experiences and identify moments that may have contributed to feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt.
By understanding these roots, we can begin to reframe our narratives. An individual who perceived themselves as unathletic due to a humiliating experience in school sports might, with time and guidance, recognize their own potential in other forms of physical activity. Personal beliefs. Lastly, personal beliefs and cognitive biases can unknowingly lead us to self-sabotage. Fixed mindsets, where we believe that our abilities and traits are static, can discourage us from attempting personal growth. However, by adopting a growth mindset, we can shift our focus to effort and learning, embracing challenges as opportunities for development. In summary, identifying the roots of self-sabotage requires a thoughtful exploration of our psychological, emotional, and social backgrounds. Through this understanding, we equip ourselves to break free from the chains of past limitations and forge a path toward greatness. Remember, self-awareness is the seed from which the garden of personal growth blooms. Chapter 3. The Power of Mindset. Imagine you're standing at the foot of a mountain and you want to reach the top. The journey seems daunting, the peak looks far away, and you're filled with doubt. You have two choices. You can turn away, believing the challenge is too great, or you can take a step forward, trusting that each step will bring you closer to your goal. This decision, this fundamental approach to the challenges in your life, is your mindset at work. The concept of mindset was popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck, who identified two distinct types of mindset: fixed and growth. Understanding these mindsets can revolutionize how you perceive your abilities and potential. Fixed mindset versus growth mindset. A fixed mindset is the belief that your abilities and intelligence are static. When you hold a fixed mindset, you might think, "I'm just not good at math," or "I'm not a creative person." This mindset can form a barrier, preventing you from trying new things, taking risks, or embracing challenges. If you fail or struggle, you might see it as a definitive reflection of your abilities, thereby sabotaging your potential growth. On the other hand, a growth mindset thrives on the concept of potential. It's the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed with effort and perseverance. When you have a growth mindset, you see challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. Effort is your path to mastery, and failure is no longer a stopping point but a stepping stone. Changing the narrative. Switching from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset involves changing the narrative you tell yourself. Let's say you're learning to play a musical instrument. A fixed mindset might tell you, "You're making too many mistakes. You'll never be good at this." However, with a growth mindset, you'd encourage yourself by saying, "Mistakes are a part of the learning process, and with practice, I'll improve." Such a shift in perspective can empower you to tackle challenges that once seemed insurmountable. It transforms "I can't do it" into "I can't do it yet," opening doors that you didn't realize were available to you. Turning challenges into learning experiences. Let me share a practical story. Consider Maya, someone who was always afraid of public speaking. The very idea of speaking in front of others filled her with dread. For years, she avoided situations where she might have to speak in public, telling herself, "I'm just not a good speaker." One day, she decided to shift her mindset. Instead of seeing public speaking as a test of her innate ability, she chose to view each opportunity as a rehearsal space to learn and grow. She joined a local speaking group, started practicing in front of friends, and began focusing on progress rather than perfection. Over time, Maya experienced a transformation. What was once a paralyzing fear became an enjoyable challenge. Her mindset shift allowed her to break through self-imposed limitations and opened new possibilities she hadn't imagined. The impact on self-sabotaging patterns. It's important to recognize that mindset has profound effects on the patterns we set for ourselves. With a fixed mindset, the fear of failure can lead you to procrastinate, avoid difficult tasks, or stick with what's safe and familiar. This self-sabotaging behavior can prevent you from reaching your full potential. By embracing a growth mindset, You instead look at setbacks as opportunities to learn and evolve. This fuels your inner resilience, enabling you to break free from negative patterns and to approach life with renewed vigor and creativity. Conclusion. Your mindset is more than a mere thought process. It's a compass that directs your actions and determines your outcomes. By consciously choosing a growth mindset, you harness an incredible power that can positively transform your life. As you continue your journey through this book, let the power of a growth mindset inspire you to challenge your limits, embrace learning, and rediscover the immense potential that lies within you. Each step you take, fueled by this new perspective, will bring you closer to the summit of your own aspirations. Chapter 4. Embracing Vulnerability. Vulnerability is a word that often carries a heavy burden. Many of us see it as a sign of weakness, something to hide away from the world in order to protect ourselves. But what if I told you that vulnerability is, in fact, one of the most powerful tools for personal transformation? By opening ourselves up and embracing our imperfections, we can pave the way for genuine growth and build resilience that reduces our tendency to self-sabotage. The myths about vulnerability. First, let's address some myths. It's easy to believe that being vulnerable means being weak or overly emotional. Think about the times you've avoided asking for help or admitting when you were wrong. You might have been worried about what others would think or been scared of judgment. But here's the truth. Vulnerability is not about losing control or surrendering to weakness. It's about honest self-disclosure and the courage to show your true self, even at the risk of being criticized or rejected. Examples of everyday vulnerability. To understand this better, let's explore a simple example. Imagine a young graphic designer who is working on a project. She is struggling but afraid to ask her team for assistance, fearing it will make her look incompetent. By choosing to keep quiet, she is sabotaging her potential to learn and ultimately deliver a successful project. Now, consider what happens when she embraces vulnerability. Instead of hiding her struggle, she openly communicates with her team, expressing her difficulties and asking for guidance. What she discovers is not only help with her project, but also new insights and skills she may have missed on her own. Her team respects her honesty and is keen to offer support. By being vulnerable, she opens the door to growth and builds stronger professional relationships. Why vulnerability is liberating. Embracing vulnerability can feel like stepping into a storm without an umbrella, unpredictable and uncomfortable. Yet it is this step into discomfort that is often the most liberating. When we accept our imperfection, we release the unrealistic expectation of always being perfect. We begin to understand that everyone has their own struggles and fears. Imagine a singer who is terrified of performing in front of an audience. The first time he takes the stage, his voice shakes nervously. He could focus on that trembling voice, criticize himself and vow never to sing again. Or he could recognize that his nerves are normal and embrace them as part of authentic self-expression. When he chooses the latter, he not only enjoys singing publicly, but also connects deeply with his audience, who appreciate his heartfelt performance. Steps to embrace vulnerability. 1. Acknowledge your fears. Identify what scares you about being vulnerable. Is it fear of rejection, loss, or failure? Naming your fears helps reduce their power over you. 2. Start small. Begin by expressing vulnerability in low-stakes environments. Talk about your day with openness, or share a personal story with a trusted friend. 3. Step into new challenges. Allow yourself to be vulnerable by trying new things that you aren't yet skilled at, such as learning an instrument or speaking a new language. Accept that it's okay to be a beginner. 4. Practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding when facing challenges. Remember, vulnerability allows you to be human, not perfect. 5. Reflect on positive responses. After each moment of vulnerability, reflect on any positive outcomes. This builds confidence and helps you see vulnerability as a strength rather than a weakness. By embracing vulnerability, you embrace the fullness of life, its highs, lows, triumphs, and lessons. This bold openness not only diminishes self-sabotaging behaviors, but also enriches connections with others. You invite more love, trust, and understanding into your relationships. As you continue on your journey toward personal growth, remember that vulnerability is a testament to true courage. As you let your guard down, you allow space for transformation, weaving strength and authenticity into the fabric of your being. Chapter 5. Cultivating Self-Awareness. Awareness is the first step toward change. Without it, we wander through life reacting rather than living intentionally. Cultivating self-awareness allows us to understand who we are, why we behave the way we do, and what changes we need to make to become who we aspire to be. In this chapter, we will explore the essence of self-awareness and learn practical ways to enhance it, helping us break free from self-sabotaging patterns. 1. The importance of self-awareness. Self-awareness is like a mirror. It reflects our innermost thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Imagine driving a car with the windshield completely fogged up. You'd struggle to see where you're going, relying solely on instinct. Self-awareness clears that fog, granting us clarity and direction. When you're more conscious of your actions and their consequences, you make better decisions. For example, if you realize that stress leads you to procrastinate, you can take steps to manage your stress better. Understanding this connection is the crux of self-awareness. 2. Exercises for building self-awareness. Here are 2 exercises to help you start. Mindfulness journaling. Set aside 10 minutes every evening to write about your day. Focus on capturing your thoughts, emotions, and reactions to different situations. Over time, patterns will emerge, helping you identify areas where you can improve. Meditative reflection. Find a quiet space, close your eyes, and take deep breaths for 5 minutes. Pay attention to the thoughts that surface. Ask yourself questions like, why did I respond that way? Or what is really bothering me? Regular reflection enhances your understanding of your internal world. 3. Discovering your triggers. Triggers are events or circumstances that provoke a strong emotional reaction in us, often leading to habitual responses. For instance, James, a software developer, realized that whenever someone critiqued his work, he would become defensive and anxious. Upon reflection, he discovered this stemmed from a fear of failure rooted in his past experiences. Understanding your triggers allows you to pause and choose a different response. Instead of reacting defensively, James started to see criticism as a learning opportunity, helping him grow both personally and professionally. 4. Recognizing habitual responses. Our habitual responses, or defaults, are the behaviors we repeatedly turn to when faced with familiar situations. Some may constantly distract themselves with their smartphones when feeling anxious, while others may lash out. To disrupt these patterns, start by noting when they occur. Keep a small notebook with you or use a notes app on your phone. Each time you recognize a habitual response, jot down the circumstances around it. Ask yourself, what was happening when I reacted this way? And what could I have done differently? 5. Self-compassion in self-discovery. As you delve into understanding yourself, remember to practice self-compassion. It's easy to be harsh and critical when recognizing less than ideal behaviors. However, being kind to yourself fosters a more productive and nurturing self-awareness journey. Treat yourself as you would a good friend. Acknowledge the courage it takes to face your inner world and appreciate the effort to change. Celebrate small victories, like choosing a better response or identifying a new trigger as they mark progress. Conclusion. Cultivating self-awareness is not a one-time task but a lifelong journey. It's the continuous commitment to understanding and bettering oneself. By identifying your triggers and habitual responses, you begin to break free from cycles of self-sabotage. With this self-awareness comes the power to choose different paths, leading to a more intentional and fulfilling life. As you move forward, keep the mirror of self-awareness clean and close at hand, and watch as it illuminates your path to personal growth and freedom. Chapter 6. Setting Realistic Goals. Many of us have experienced the frustration of setting a goal, only to fall short and wonder what went wrong. Often, the root of the problem lies in setting goals that are unrealistic or not well suited to our current situation and resources. In this chapter, we will explore the art of setting realistic goals, a crucial step in overcoming self-sabotage and achieving lasting success. The importance of realistic goals. Imagine you decide to run a marathon, even though you've never jogged a mile in your life. It's ambitious, yes, but is it realistic? Setting such a lofty goal without considering your current fitness level and the time required to train often leads to disappointment and discouragement. Realistic goals enhance motivation and provide a clear path to success. They are the stepping stones to our dreams, bridging the gap between where we are and where we wish to be. Evaluating your starting point. Before setting any goal, evaluate your current abilities and circumstances. Ask yourself, what skills do I have? What resources are at my disposal? How much time can I realistically dedicate to this goal? This self-assessment isn't about limiting yourself, but rather about creating a strong foundation. If you start by acknowledging your true starting point, every step forward becomes an achievement rather than a struggle. The SMART Goal Framework. One effective method for setting realistic goals is the SMART framework. Goals should be specific. Clearly define what you want to achieve. Instead of "I want to get fit," aim for "I want to jog for 30 minutes 5 times a week." Measurable. Determine how you will track progress. If you aim to save money, decide how much you want to save each month. Achievable. Ensure your goal is attainable considering your current situation. Aiming for a 10% raise within a year is more realistic than doubling your salary overnight. Relevant. Align your goal with your values and long-term aspirations. If personal growth is your focus, learning a new language may be more relevant than taking up a hobby you're not interested in. Time-bound. Set a deadline to foster commitment and urgency. Decide when you want to achieve your goal, breaking it down into smaller milestones if necessary. Using the SMART framework helps you break down big dreams into manageable actions, making each goal feel tangible and within reach. Balancing ambition with reality. Ambition fuels us, propelling us toward greatness. However, without a dose of reality, ambition can lead to unrealistic goals that set us up for failure. Balance ambition with a clear-eyed assessment of your current capabilities and external circumstances. This means pushing your limits, but not so far that the goal becomes unattainable. The role of flexibility. While it's important to set structured goals, life is unpredictable. Circumstances change, new challenges arise, and what seemed practical at one point may become impractical. Build flexibility into your goal-setting process. Be willing to reassess and adjust your goals as necessary. Flexibility is not a sign of weakness or failure, but of wisdom and adaptability. Celebrating small wins. Finally, every step forward is a victory. Celebrate small wins along the journey to your larger goal. Recognizing and appreciating these achievements boosts your confidence and motivation. It also keeps the journey enjoyable, reminding you that progress, no matter how small, is still progress. An example from everyday life. Consider a young musician who dreams of playing in a world-renowned orchestra. Initially, this dream seems overwhelming. Instead of diving straight into auditions, they set smaller, realistic goals, mastering specific pieces, joining a local ensemble, and seeking guidance from a mentor. Each of these goals is aligned with their ultimate dream, and each is achievable given their current skill level and resources. With each small accomplishment, their confidence grows, bringing them ever closer to their dream. Moving towards your dreams. Setting realistic goals doesn't mean limiting your dreams. Rather, it involves acknowledging where you are and plotting a course that allows you to progress steadily toward those dreams. By setting realistic, achievable goals, you build a roadmap that empowers you to reach your destinations, turning ambition into accomplishment. In our next chapter, we will explore how the environment we build around us can support or hinder our progress, and learn how to construct a supportive network that champions our journey. Chapter 7. Building a supportive environment. The road to personal growth is often challenging, filled with moments of doubt, and littered with hurdles that can tempt even the most determined individuals to veer off course. As humans, we thrive in environments that affirm our worth, drive our ambitions, and support our dreams. Positive, supportive environments are like fertile soil, nurturing our spirits and enabling us to flourish into our best selves. The influence of your circle. It's an old saying, but one laden with truth. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Those with whom we surround ourselves have an immense impact on our thoughts, actions, and ultimately our lives. Positive friends and family members can encourage you to try new things, overcome barriers, and remain true to your vision, while negative influences might stoke self-doubt and fear. Take Daniel, for instance. Daniel had always dreamed of starting his own business. However, friends who doubted his abilities repeatedly told him entrepreneurship was risky and unwise. At first, he began to question his aspirations, believing perhaps they were right. Then, inspired by his passion and a conversation with a successful mentor, Daniel gradually started spending more time with people who shared his entrepreneurial spirit and encouraged his ambitions. His renewed conviction enabled him to pursue his dream confidently, illustrating how crucial our social circle's influence is. Nurturing relationships that matter. The journey to build a supportive environment begins with nurturing relationships that uplift and enrich your life. Here are a few steps to help you fortify the positive connections in your life. 1. Recognize supportive individuals. Reflect on the people in your life who consistently encourage and motivate you. These are the individuals who accept you as you are, but also inspire you to become better. 2. Communicate openly. Invest time in having meaningful conversations. Share your dreams, challenges, and achievements. It's through being open and vulnerable that deeper bonds are formed. 3. Reciprocity is key. A supportive relationship is a two-way street. Be available to contribute genuinely to the lives of your friends and loved ones, offering encouragement just as willingly as you receive it. Deterring negative patterns. Sometimes, fostering a supportive environment requires gently distancing yourself from those whose negativity hinders your growth. It's not about abruptly cutting ties, but about recognizing how various relationships make you feel and choosing those that align with your desires for positivity. Consider the impact of Robert's situation. Robert noticed that after any interaction with his co-worker, who was perpetually pessimistic, he found himself emotionally drained and questioning his capabilities. Upon realizing this pattern, Robert chose instead to spend more time during lunch breaks with a team member who was enthusiastic and constructive. As a result, Robert began each afternoon with increased energy and focus. Building community. In addition to nurturing personal relationships, consider the broader communities you engage with. Whether it's a hobby group, a professional network, or an online forum, communities can offer vast networks of support. These are places where ideas are exchanged, new perspectives are gained, and lifelong friendships can form. Intentional connections. Ultimately, Building a supportive environment is about being intentional with your connections. As you reflect on your journey toward personal development, remember that the people around you are not only passengers on your ride, but navigators in your life's voyage. Quality does outweigh quantity. Seek depth over breadth. Embrace those who inspire action, creativity, and resilience. Often it can be these bonds that instill the strength and optimism necessary to overcome life's toughest challenges. In understanding the significance of a supportive environment, you empower yourself to take control, ensuring your personal landscape is one of encouragement, inspiration, and growth. A garden where the seeds of your dreams can truly take root and bloom into realities. Chapter 8. Developing Resilience and Self-Compassion. Life is a journey filled with ups and downs, challenges and triumphs. At times we may stumble and encounter setbacks that leave us questioning our path. During these pivotal moments, the power of resilience and self-compassion becomes our greatest ally. Resilience allows us to bounce back from difficulties, while self-compassion nurtures a kind and understanding relationship with ourselves. Together, they empower us to overcome setbacks without reverting to self-sabotage. In this chapter, we will explore strategies to cultivate these vital traits, enabling us to maintain our progress even when faced with adversity. The nature of resilience. Resilience is the ability to recover and adapt in the face of life's challenges. It's about recognizing that setbacks are not the end, but rather stepping stones on our journey. Like a tree bending in the wind but not breaking, resilient individuals rise with renewed strength and wisdom. They understand that every challenge brings an opportunity for growth. Consider a young athlete who may face injury or defeat. Instead of giving up, they use these moments as motivation to train harder and smarter. They learn from their failures and come back stronger, determined to succeed. This mindset fuels their perseverance and fortifies their resolve. Strategies to build resilience. 1. Cultivate a positive outlook. Focus on solutions rather than problems. Train your mind to see challenges as opportunities rather than insurmountable obstacles. Positive thinking enhances your capacity to cope with difficulties. 2. Build a strong network. Surround yourself with supportive people who believe in you. A reliable support system can provide strength and perspective during tough times. Share your experiences and seek advice and encouragement. 3. Set healthy boundaries. Protect your emotional well-being by setting boundaries. Know when to say no and prioritize self-care. This helps you maintain energy and focus for important tasks. 4. Practice mindfulness and meditation. Engage in mindfulness exercises to stay present and calm. Meditation helps reduce stress and enhances clarity of thought, enabling better decision-making during challenging times. The gift of self-compassion. While resilience focuses on bouncing back, self-compassion emphasizes treating ourselves with kindness, especially when we falter. It's crucial to remember that imperfection is part of being human. Practicing self-compassion means acknowledging your suffering and offering yourself the same care and understanding you'd extend to a dear friend. Imagine a musician who, after a less-than-perfect performance, speaks kindly to themselves. They acknowledge the effort they put into their practice and offer gentle encouragement to keep improving. By doing so, they create a safe space where learning and growth thrive. Strategies to foster self-compassion. 1. Practice self-kindness. Speak to yourself lovingly, especially during tough times. Instead of harsh self-criticism, offer supportive and forgiving words. Acknowledge your efforts and remind yourself that you are doing your best. 2. Recognize common humanity. Remember that everyone experiences setbacks and struggles. You aren't alone in your challenges. This shared human experience can lessen feelings of isolation and foster a sense of connection. 3. Embrace failure as a learning tool. View mistakes as valuable learning experiences rather than reflections of your worth. Analyze what went wrong, gather insights, and apply them moving forward. 4. Treat yourself. Engage in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Prioritize self-care practices like taking a walk in nature, reading a good book, or enjoying a hobby. Treat yourself with the respect and kindness you deserve. Putting it all together. Resilience and self-compassion are interconnected allies on the path to personal development. Together, they enable us to face life's challenges with courage, embrace our imperfections, and keep moving forward with renewed hope. By cultivating these traits, we learn to weather life's storms with grace and emerge stronger each time. As you continue your journey, remember that developing resilience and self-compassion is an ongoing process. Celebrate small victories, remain patient with yourself, and reflect on your growth along the way. With each successful step, you further equip yourself to face the unpredictable yet beautiful journey of life. Keep embracing these qualities, and you'll find a rich tapestry of strength and love within yourself, ready to support you through any challenge that comes your way. Chapter 9. Turning mistakes into opportunities. Embracing mistakes. In the journey of life, mistakes are inevitable. They often come uninvited, nudging us off our planned course. It's natural to feel disheartened when a plan doesn't unfold as expected. However, what if we could shift our perspective and see mistakes not as setbacks, but as stepping stones? Let me share a story. Imagine a young artist named Alex. Alex loved painting, and when a prestigious art competition was announced, he saw it as a golden opportunity. He envisioned his masterpiece winning the grand prize. But when the painting was displayed, it was in the wrong orientation, and the colors appeared dull under unnatural lighting. Alex was crushed. The vision he built for weeks seemed to vanish in an instant like a puff of smoke. It felt like failure, yet this moment sparked a realization. While the results were unexpected, it was a chance to learn something new. Redefining failure. Most of us dread failure. It's an unpleasant word that conjures images of defeat and loss. But what if we redefine failure not as the end, but as a part of the learning process? Failure is not the opposite of success. It's a part of it. When we see failure as feedback, as a result rather than an identity, it loses its sting. Instead of ending the conversation with our goals, it becomes a dialogue. Alex learned to study how artwork is displayed, considering lighting and orientation before finalizing a piece. More importantly, Alex discovered resilience, the ability to adapt and refine approaches instead of simply giving up. The growth mindset. Adopting a growth mindset is key. With this mindset, when we encounter mistakes, we ask ourselves, what can I learn from this? Or, how does this mistake propel me forward? This is the fundamental difference between being trapped by failure and using failure as a springboard toward growth. When you feel stuck, pause and reflect. Instead of asking, why me? Ask, what now? Learning to laugh. Have you ever noticed how much lighter life can be when approached with humor? Mistakes can feel heavy, but laughter helps lighten the load. When we learn to laugh at our mistakes, it's akin to releasing a valve. It takes the pressure off, allowing us to see the situation more clearly and objectively. A programmer, Jake, accidentally deleted an entire project that he and his team had worked on for weeks. Initially, there was disbelief and frustration. But soon, Jake cracked a joke. Well, at least I've thoroughly practiced data cleanup. The tension lifted, leading the team to rally together with renewed camaraderie and innovative strategies to rebuild, avoiding past pitfalls. Developing constructive responses. A crucial step in turning mistakes into opportunities is developing constructive responses. When things don't go as planned, how you respond matters immensely. 1. Pause and reflect. Before reacting, take a moment to pause. Reflect on what happened and why. 2. Own it. Acknowledging your mistakes is empowering. It shows maturity and willingness to grow. 3. Gather feedback. Seek out constructive criticism. Others' insights can be invaluable for growth. 4. Plan for improvement. Develop clear steps to address mistakes. This builds confidence and competence. Conclusion. Mistakes propel us forward. Ultimately, the journey from failure to learning is deeply personal and transformational. By embracing mistakes, laughing at them, and approaching them with a constructive mindset, they become invaluable teachers. Life is not a straight line, but a series of zigs and zags, each mistake guiding us towards newer, richer experiences. Like Alex and Jake, we too can turn our mishaps into masterpiece moments that enrich us personally and professionally. Remember, the greatest failures often lead to the most profound opportunities. What mistake will you learn from next, and what possibility will it uncover? Chapter 10. Moving Forward with Purpose. In the journey of life, few things hold the power to transform us more profoundly than discovering and embracing our purpose. Purpose is the compass that guides us, the light that illuminates our path, and the fuel that propels us toward a life of meaning and fulfillment. In this final chapter, we will explore how you can move forward with purpose and create a life that truly resonates with who you are. Discovering your true desires. The first step in moving forward with purpose is to understand and articulate your true desires. Ask yourself what brings you joy, what sparks your curiosity, and what ignites your passion. These are not mere whims. They are whispers of your authentic self, urging you to listen and take action. Imagine a painter who, after years of working in a career that left him feeling unfulfilled, decides to pick up a brush again. Each stroke on the canvas feels like a breath of fresh air, renewing his spirit and connecting him to his inner self. By listening to his true desires, he is moving toward a life filled with purpose, aligning actions with values. Once you identify your desires, the next step is to align your actions with your values. When your actions are consistent with what you believe in, every decision becomes a step closer to your true self. Consider how fulfilling it is to contribute to a cause you care about, or to spend time nurturing relationships that enrich your life. Think about a teacher who values education and empowering the next generation. By choosing to invest her time and energy in her students, she not only thrives in her role but also motivates each child to discover their potential. Her actions reflect her values, leading to a life that is both purposeful and rewarding. Breaking free from self-sabotage. Moving forward with purpose requires us to break free from the chains of self-sabotage. This means recognizing the patterns that have held us back and making conscious decisions to overcome them. Understand that setbacks are not failures, but opportunities to grow and learn. Consider a small business owner who has faced numerous challenges but refuses to be defeated. By viewing obstacles as lessons and not as barriers, he discovers resilience and an unwavering determination to succeed. By letting go of self-doubt, he propels himself toward a future that aligns with his vision. Pursuing a balanced and fulfilling life. Living a purposeful life does not mean sacrificing balance or personal happiness. True fulfillment comes from nurturing all aspects of our being: mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual. By paying attention to these areas, you ensure that you are not just moving forward, but doing so with harmony. Imagine a nurse whose purpose has always been to care for others, but who also understands the importance of self-care. By taking time for herself, she brings more energy and compassion to her patients, thereby enhancing both her life and theirs. Embracing the journey. Finally, remember that moving forward with purpose is a lifelong journey, not a destination. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to living a life of meaning. Embrace each moment. Cherish the lessons you learn along the way, and celebrate the progress you make. Picture a young scientist dedicated to researching climate change. Each day comes with its own set of challenges and breakthroughs. By celebrating each small success, she remains motivated, knowing that her work contributes to a better future for generations to come. Conclusion. Moving forward with purpose transforms the way we experience life. By understanding your true desires and aligning your actions with your values, you can break free from the shackles of self-sabotage and pursue a balanced and fulfilling existence. Remember, it is never too late to start on this journey. As you move forward, let your purpose be your guiding light, illuminating the path to a life of true meaning. As we come to the end of this journey together, I want to take a heartfelt moment to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in, for opening your heart and mind, and for being an integral part of our mission to spread positive energy and make this world a better place to live. Share your top learnings from this audiobook and, crucially, what you are going to implement in your life starting today. Openly declaring your intentions is a powerful act of accountability. When you share your newfound habits and goals, you not only solidify them within yourself, but also inspire your fellow listeners to take similar steps. Remember, accountability is essential to achieving any goal. When we commit openly, we create a support system around us. Each of you in this community can serve as a pillar of encouragement and strength for one another. Thank you once again for being here, for being you. Together, let's continue to inspire, grow, and shine brighter every day. Stay motivated, stay mystic, and until next time, take care.